I'm Brandon.
And you're watching
More Love with R&B.
Okay. And today we are continuing our series on money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this discussion is going to be the controversial topic of joint or separate checking accounts.
I don't know. Do you know? Do you know? What do you know?
I don't know. So why don't we just do some pros and cons of both?
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
We should do pros and cons thing.
Yeah. So do you want to give a pro?
Sure.
A pro of a separate account.
So a pro of separate accounts would be the element of surprise.
Oh my gosh.
So I think one of the pros of a separate account is being able to, so for instance, let's say you work for a very, I've always wanted to say this since the 80s, lucrative.
I did want to say lucrative.
Let's say you work for a very lucrative company and they are very generous and they give you a bonus, and like a nice bonus too. And let's say, you know, it isn't the 80s, so they don't give it to you on a sheet of paper like a check or something. They just deposit it into your account. And then you look at your account and you're like, oh, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then it feels like a secret because it's like it shouldn't be there. So you're like, I have all this money now. I have all this money now.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna calm down. What should I do? Ooh, I'm about to surprise my spouse. Like, so now, because we have separate accounts, I have the option to surprise my spouse with something that she doesn't even have any ideas coming. And that could be like a trip to Cancun or Turks and Caicos,
Ooh.
Dominican Republic. I can surprise her with that, or I can get something really nice that she likes and swipe my card and she can't see any of the transactions because we have separate accounts. So I'm just saying that's one of the options, or I'm sorry, one of the pros for having separate accounts.
Absolutely. Another pro to having a separate account is if one of you happens to be not so good with money and you're taking money out, you're like, oops, I took too much, that's rent money, so now we're going out. If you have separate accounts, then if your spouse balls out of control with money, at least you have money over here that may be allocated towards bills, groceries, things you need.
And groceries are kind of important.
It really is.
You have to have money for those.
And you don't have to worry about your spouse by mistake spending money that shouldn't be spent.
Right.
Some of the cons of having a separate account is?
Well, I'll say this. If trust is an issue, then having separate accounts could be an enhancement to that. Reason being, what do they say? Like, what are the top 2 causes for divorce? Sex and money.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's some people out there like, well, sex I get. Money though? Like, yeah, like money.
Yeah.
And it ain't like, cause everybody ain't rich, so it's not like people fighting over who gets the Benz or the Porsche or the, 9-room mansion or whatever. We're talking like just trying to live day to day and trying to live with somebody who you cannot trust with money. Like, that affects your life and your livelihood. Absolutely.
Another con to having a separate account. So let's say the husband's bills or the husband's money pays all the bills and things like that. And then the wife's money is for like emergencies and stuff like that. But she gets into an accident and he needs access to her accident money and he can't get to it. Like, it could just cause a lot of problems or time restraints in getting the money that's allocated towards this thing. Yeah, it can cause a lot of problems if you don't have access to it.
There's another pro to having a joint account. If trust is an issue, then you guys can keep each other accountable because you can see everything and you can actually have accountability for where every dollar is going.
Yeah.
So there's no surprises, there's no shocks, there's no, hey, I don't have any money. Like, why don't you have it? Like, you can see why I don't have any money. And sometimes, just to be fair, sometimes it's noble. Sometimes it's like, hey, we had a flat tire, I paid for that. We didn't take the time and the energy to cook, so we ate out, I paid for that. So yeah, I'm short, but at least we can now see, we can both see where our money is going as a collective unit.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, a con to having the joint checking account, like Brandon was saying, is that you can't surprise your spouse.
Exactly.
It's funny, like you can have a spouse that is very like paying attention to every dollar, all the other stuff, and your boss tells you that you're gonna get this bonus and you want to find a way to surprise, but as soon as that money comes in, your spouse is like, excuse me, where did this money come from? It's not supposed to be there. And now the surprise is ruined.
Yep.
So having a separate one kind of keeps this element of surprise handy. Let's say you wanted to spend some of your money on like a diamond ring for your spouse or whatever. And then your spouse is going through all of the, what?
The line items.
Yeah, like, excuse me.
When you go to K's.
And now your surprise is ruined.
Yeah, that's true.
10-year anniversary, you want to upgrade your spouse's ring.
Yeah, I'd be pretty upset about that.
Can't do it. So there are a lot of pros and cons to having a joint or separate account.
Correct.
So which one should you choose? Well, we have a compromise, and this is actually something that we do.
Yes.
So we have both. We have...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Both, you say.
So I have my own account.
And I have my own account.
And we have a joint account together. And it's all under the same bank. So when we log into our account, we can see all three accounts. Now, I don't go into his account.
No.
He doesn't go into mine. But we are able to pay our bills with the joint account. And if he ever needs money moved over, it's easy to do without going into his account to do it. Yeah. So maybe you might want to choose the compromise.
You might. And I'm just saying, at the end of the day, what is our advice to you guys?
Do what works for you.
You got to do whatever works for you.
Yeah.
These are tips and suggestions, and hopefully they are just things that kind of open up ideas for you guys, and you can kind of go, you know what, I like all the things that they said, but I really like number 1 and 2, and we're gonna do that. Or I didn't like anything that they said, but based on what they said, it gave me the idea for us to do option C and go this route, and so that's fine. We just wanted to throw these out there to you guys because they're really common things that married people deal with, and money is wrecking marriages out there.
It really is.
So we don't want to see that happen to any of you. So if we can help at all, you know, we just lay these suggestions at your feet and hope they help.
Absolutely. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And go ahead and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever we drop a video.
Absolutely. And we are very grateful, very humbled and honored that you took time to watch this lucrative video. I'm quite sure that's the wrong context.
Yes, it probably is, because this is not lucrative.
But the word lucrative is so nice to use in a sentence. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you later.
Bye.